Hey all, welcome to our weekly news and community spotlight. Another round of great marketplace content is now available for free. We doubled the content available in May in celebration of the Spring UE4 Jam Marketplace Edition, taking place May 2nd through 7th. From post-process effects, interior props, animations, heroes, fires, and effects, there's something for any project. Download them all while they're free. At Unreal Engine Build Detroit, Magic Leap revealed they will provide 500 Magic Leap 1 Creator Editions for giveaway as part of Epic MegaGrants, our $100 million initiative to support media and entertainment creators, game devs, enterprise professionals, students, educators, and tools developers, you name it, doing amazing work in the Unreal community. You can apply now via online submission in order to receive Magic Leap 1 devices free of charge. Wolves in the Walls, the character-driven VR adventure that follows the story of Lucy, a young girl who is convinced wolves are living within the walls of her home. It's the first step towards a story that truly reacts to audience choice, as well as one that both recognizes and remembers you. Wolves in the Walls imagines a future where you will develop bonds and memories with a character over the years, persisting across all forms of media. Fable premiered Wolves in the Walls' second chapter at the Tribeca Film Festival, along with its debut chapter. All 3 chapters of the Wolves in the Walls are planned for release on the Oculus Store at a future date. Mechanical Simulation, makers of vehicle simulation programs Car Sim and Truck Sim, enables autonomous vehicle devs opportunities to iterate and visualize test scenarios with an Unreal Engine plugin. The Vehicle Sim Dynamics plugin, free on the marketplace, gives Car Sim and Truck Sim users a tool for generating visual representations with all the advantages Unreal Engine has to offer, such as PBR materials, realistic lighting, landscape and foliage packs, and cityscape items. The plugin has also proven to be useful for training, testing, and pre-visualization of newly designed vehicles. Learn more about the plugin and see how mechanical simulation is making autonomous vehicles safer before they hit the road. Limbic Entertainment took over the development reins for Tropico 6 and further mixed things up by building the game in Unreal. To see how Limbic Entertainment produced the most beautiful tropical game to date, we interviewed game designer Marcus Cool. He explains how the studio researched the series' history to maintain the franchise's roots while injecting new elements and features. The game designer also discusses Tropico 6's new archipelago map designs and elaborates how the multi-island structure expands what's possible with the series. Many thanks are due to this week's top karma earners: Every Nun, Shadow River, T. Sumisaki, Mr. 137, Barrio Dole, Ikov, Deathray, Don Buso, and Arum63. Head on over to AnswerHub, help out your fellow devs, and you too could hear your name up here like these fine folks. Our first incredible spotlight this week is Descend, a narrative-driven puzzle RPG about Fae, a 12-year-old spellcasting explorer excavating through great ruins dating back to bygone ages, filled with relics, hidden secrets, and most importantly, wealth in knowledge. All power, however, has a cost, and Fae must either learn to control her spells or be overwhelmed by them. Next up is Mission, an experimental project in Unreal Engine. We really love the feel of this scene, and Lucas shared his entire process on his blog. The character project itself is available for download if you'd like to try it out. And our last but not least spotlight this week is Shockrods by Stainless Games. It's an in-your-face, free-for-all arena shooter, bringing all the blisteringly fast-paced action, mayhem, and overpowered weapons you would expect from the studio. Thank you for joining us for our news and community spotlight.
Hey everyone, and welcome once again to the Unreal Engine livestream. I'm your host, Victor Broden, and today I've got fellow community manager Amanda Bott, as well as our senior marketing manager, Josh Fleming. And we're here to talk a little bit about the game jam that we're kicking off today, as well as a little bit of this and that about the marketplace and what you can expect from us and the jam. So would you like to start off with the slide deck?
Sure. So thanks for having me back on. It's been 6 months and a day since I was last on.
Were you counting?
Yeah. So good to be back on. We wanted to talk about the Game Jam coming up, and we've got a lot of new sponsored content that we've added. Normally each month we have 5 that are available to everybody for the month, 5 different sponsored content where you can go online, grab them for free. They're yours to use forever. But because we have the Game Jam coming up and the timing worked out great, we decided let's give people more tools in the toolkit. So this month we're doing 10. So the first one we have here is the Platformer Starter Pack by Platfunner. You can see it behind me. And it's for 2D and 3D platforming. Really pretty, really good looking, 94 static meshes, 6 blueprints, and they've included a playable level so you can kind of see how they can function. Next up, we have the Chameleon Post-Process by Some Effects.
This is cool.
And yeah, it's a blueprint actor for post-processing, 70 different combinable post-processing effects, customizable parameters. So when people are thinking Game Jam or whatever project they're doing, a lot of options, you're just adding to the toolkit.
Just out of the box.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely mix up like the visual feel of all the games. So
Yeah,
it's a nice touch.
Also, you can just find one of the effects and just be like, okay, this is what we're doing, right? Like it looks like so and so, and it will shape the look of the game from the get-go.
Yeah, when we did the selection process this time around, we were really thinking what's going to be helpful, what's going to give people a lot of variety that they won't just benefit from this month, but that they can use forever, and this is definitely meets that kind of criteria. We have a houseplant pack, interior and exterior plants by Ian Roach. I think I have murdered all of these plants at one time or another in my house.
In your life?
So I have a little bit of guilt when I see this, but these are beautiful. 11 unique plants, aloe, rosemary, basil, succulents, and you can do color customization for the plants themselves as well as the planters. Sweet. So this is great for ArcViz work as well as just populating levels. It'd be really interesting to see what people do.
Can you do color customization to the point where you can make like a plant killer?
I don't know how far you can go to match my house, but it could be. But yeah, I have a little guilt when I see this because this is the before picture.
As someone that's killed bamboo, like, I got you.
How did you? Okay, never mind. Not a day. Next
up, we have the HQ Residential House by Not Lonely, and this is a fully interactive house. You can open the doors and move around the environment. It's exterior, interior, and furniture color options, so the users can really just change the colors to what they want it to feel like. There's 200 ready-to-use objects, and they've included a demo scene with lighting. So a really beautiful environment here. So should be really useful. Next up, we have Jetpack Animation Set from I Am John Galt 75. This seems custom tailored for a game jam. Lots of fun things we can do. The way this was set up is you can have like heavy weapons, you can have light weapons like pistols. I think there's some melee weapons included. You can throw a grenade. On the screen you can see some of the different animations that are available.
You can retarget them towards any skeleton that follows our
you should be
typical hierarchy. Yeah.
Next up, we have the modular RPG Heroes Polyart by Dungeon Mason. And we got 3 different types here. We've got the dual wielding, we've got a sword and a shield, and we've got a 2-handed sword. These are highly modular. You can make all kinds of different variations you'll see on the screen, just a few of them. These are great looking, a lot of fun. You can have color variations through mask tint materials, and there's different animation types as well. Walk, run, jump,
so they come with animations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Next up is a really cool one by Killer Refresh Entertainment. It's called Particle Text. And what you can do with this is you can create particles from the user-defined text. So you can choose the text, you can choose the font, you can choose the scale. Some of the images that were included in this could be, you shoot somebody or you have the particles coming off, it could be plus 10 XP, for example.
Bang.
So, lots of very interesting feedback here. It'll be really cool to see how this gets used in the game.
To me, it feels like that comic-esque, like, you can get the really interesting, like, zing, or, like, fun onomatopoeias like that.
Yep. Next up, we've got some audio. We've got the retro 8-bit sounds from Game Master Audio. There's 1001 retro game sound effects. Any fan of 80s games is going to feel right at home listening to these. It's great audio that, stirs some nostalgia in my old man's heart. And I think this will be super useful for people who want to definitely have some audio effects as they work on their project.
Sweet.
We've got an Urban Materials Pack by Plan B Studios. This is 41 different urban and downtown themed materials. So we're looking at things like brick, asphalt, cobblestones, tiles, glass, plaster, metals, and wood. So again, this is something that I think will be useful outside of Game Jam itself. This is the kind of thing for ArcViz. Again, it can be used there as well as any kind of levels, any kind of project somebody creates.
Right, anything that's trying to be a little bit realistic.
Yeah. We have a user interface kit from Cristianos Filipos. This is got widget and UI elements. It's got mini maps, a compass, 4 different action bars. There's several like health, mana, and experience bars. There's generic windows, so people could build things like a inventory system or a skill tree. And there's also icons included as well that are already ready to go.
So all of the ones in the on the right image there.
Yeah. So there's if you're building that talent tree, for example, you could take from the icons that have been created and provided for this, and you could basically create that talent tree somebody could use to level up and choose new abilities.
That's great.
That was it for our sponsored content for the month, but we've also included 2 permanently free that we add over the course of the year. We've added permanently free content.
How many have we added so far this year?
We have added, I believe it's 19 as of yesterday.
Oh, cool.
So we're continuing to add to the permanently free collection over the course of the year. We started kind of that count by starting in November. It doesn't include the other stuff we've added in the past, like Infinity Blade or the Paragon assets. But since we kicked off this new sponsored content program, working with our creators, we've added the 19 so far. And so what we have here is we have the free furniture pack from Next Level 3D. This will be available forever. You don't have to grab it right now, but you should. And there's 37 different high-quality pieces of furniture included in this pack. And then finally, for our permanently free collection that we added this month, we have the M5 VFX Volume 2 Fire and Flames by Jungkook Choi. And this has got fire, smoke, and explosions. And there's 93 different effects that are available.
Oh, wow.
So you got lots of different explosions available, as well as the fires and then the smoke coming off of it. You can see a lot of that in the image that's available here.
It looks great. It's almost volumetric there.
So that's it for what we have for the sponsored content. So again, more tools in the toolkit for the people who are doing the game jam, as well as all the developers in UE4.
Yeah, and they're really useful for just if you start off and you want to try to see what the game should look like before you get an artist on board or whatnot. You can just get some of the free marketplace packs and start using them immediately, combining them with everything else that you're planning to do. Yeah, it's a good start off. And definitely like to make sure that everyone knows that for this jam, any marketplace packs that you use and you include with your submission, we will judge them as if they were made during the jam. And so we are promoting the use of the packs sort of to try and see what people can do if they're given that option, right? Like what can you do with assets that have been made and try to make a really good game around them. And so we're hoping to see a lot of that. I'm kind of excited because it's the first time we're doing anything like this.
Yeah, so typically we've let people use marketplace assets, and maybe it was a little unclear in some of the language. I know people had questions, but it was, even in normal jams, you're not like penalized for using marketplace content. We just sort of ignore it in your judging because we're only judging content that has been created during the duration of the jam. But in this one, we're actually going to be like, yeah, we're going to consider that when in visuals, we've changed it from like visuals overall to composition to include those elements.
And I want to correct myself. I think I said earlier 19 permanently free.
It's 29,
but
right?
It's 29.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
How did you know that?
Because I looked into it.
Okay, great. Didn't see the notes I had on my next slide or anything.
No, I
not
didn't.
at all. So 29 permanently free that we've added this November 1st.
Yeah, I thought you were referring to something else, or I had looked up something else, but yeah. So it's 29 now with the ones that we just added? Okay.
Yeah. And we'll continue to add it throughout the rest of the program that we're running.
That's great.
So yeah, I'd say that the program, like I mentioned, it started back on November 1st, so we're just past the 6-month mark. We're continuing to add the new content. The reaction's been overwhelming. Glad people are finding value from it. It's our chance to work with all these amazing creators to get their products out to an even larger audience. turn those customers on to all the other cool products that these creators have, so that they're exploring the store, able to find oh, I liked this pack that was permanently free. Now I want to go buy the rest of their assets and kind of continue to build up the library when they find a creator they like, as well as just giving them more stuff to create with. So it's been a real fun program. We're really happy that we've been doing it, and we're continuing it. And so we'll see. Next month we'll go back down to 5. That'll be free for the month, but we'll continue to also have the permanently free get added.
That's awesome. Yeah, see if we. I feel like we can just take questions throughout the stream here instead of just doing it all at the end. Let's see. What was the pack with the fire called? Someone asked.
That is a great question. I'm gonna jump back to it.
V5 or something? Volume 2?
Yeah, the M5 VFX Volume 2 Fire and Flames.
VFX Volume 2 Fire and Flames. I'm going to write that in chat. What do we else got? Will only free content be judged as though it was created during the jam? What about paid content? So any content that is not from the marketplace will be judged exactly like we've done it before, which is that we don't judge that content as if it was made during the jam, and it doesn't add to your score. We don't penalize you in any way, shape, or form, but we won't judge it as if it was made during the jam, which means that we won't apply any of the points that are part of our 3 different categories that we rule the game, or judge the game jam. The game jam submission off. There we go. I got it. So hope that clears it up. So you're free to buy. I'm not sure if you meant paid content on the. So it's any marketplace content, anything you bought previously, anything you'd like to buy for the jam, as well as all of the free assets, are all part of the special judge rule that we will judge them as if they were made during the jam. Is a trailer compulsory? Compulsory or mandatory? I think mandatory. Yeah. No, absolutely not. You don't need a trailer. But we do like it's always great on your HIO page to provide a trailer, because that gives anyone who's looking at the Game Jam page, once all the submissions have gone up, it's a good way for them to see what your game's about.
We also put it in the reel, so like on the results stream, instead of recording content, we let you all provide us with your game trailers and things like that, because sometimes people do fun cinematics, or if you want to record a specific portion of the gameplay, we'll go ahead and toss that into a reel that usually plays on the screens behind us. So if you'd like to be included in that, then submit a link. But it's, you don't have to do that. And then it can come after as well. So if it's not ready to go, in 5 days when this wraps up, and you follow up after and upload one, we can include it that way too.
Yeah. Does every member of the UEJam team need to register, or is it okay to just have the team registered? I believe you can just have the team registered as long as your submission goes up. What's important, though, is that you provide email addresses for everyone in your team. We need that with the submission, so that in case you are part of the winners, we can provide you with prizes. I assume the team name doesn't have to match the itch.io account name. No, it does not. You can have a custom team name. What's the license in the audio pack? It's the same license as all of our marketplace assets. You can use them within any Unreal Engine project. You cannot resell them anywhere else as a standalone pack, but you can ship your game commercially for free, for education, everything that our EULA covers, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Got that right. Can we modify the mesh for marketplace with a third-party program and still use in the game jam? Absolutely, you can do that. We even have one of our categories, which I right off don't remember the name of, but I'm going to look it up. And that takes us over to, I think, talking a little bit about the 3 special categories that we have for this jam. Scroll. So we will start off with Ingenious. For the first game, Ingenious, for the game with the most innovative use of a marketplace product. And that would fall into that category. Say you use a marketplace pack and you pick a specific, either a specific mesh or the entire pack, and you either implement it in a very, very clever and fun way, or you take it and you make it your own, right? I'd love to see something like that.
yeah, the marketplace team is really excited to see what people are going to create with it, especially for this category, to just grab, fixate on something in there and then use it in a way that probably the creator never imagined or what we imagined when we submitted this as part of the program. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they come up with.
Yeah, it's cool to see like how you can be creative with things that people have made before or prior to you. We also got not an asset flip for the game with the best original assets that fit with the marketplace content. And so this could example be, say that you use the interior pack, and perhaps for your gameplay you need something that doesn't exist there, and you create that in your content creation tool, but make it look like it could have been part of the marketplace pack.
Yeah, I think trying to have it fit, very seamlessly together is going to be a challenge, but I think a really interesting way for people to be creative, especially for some of these packs that are, more stylized or, just kind of see what they're going to grab and then manipulate to then create, and match and make it feel like one good environment.
Right, and fill it out. And we're going to have to be pretty tough there because, I mean, if it's really good, then it will be hard for us to even notice that it wasn't part of the pack.
Yeah.
And so we're going to keep a close eye on that. And then we've also basically just renamed one of the ones we've had before, which is Streamlined. It's for the best game that comes in under 100 megabytes. And as usual, that is the packaged binary. And so not the project and not zipped. So it needs to be an unzipped packaged binary that needs to be less than 100 megabytes. And for that, I wanted to bring up a couple of notes when it comes to working with marketplace content, because you might want to, say, grab one of the packs, but you're only really after one of the meshes or one of the animations. If you still have all of them in your project when you package and you don't either exclude them or only migrate over what you need, all of them will be cooked and they will be part of your package binary, which means that that file size will increase. And so my tip there is that you make a project. I generally call it Marketplace Migrate. That's like my de facto. I have one for like ever since, I don't know, 4.10 up to 4.22 now, where whenever I add a Marketplace pack to my project, I actually migrate it over, or I add it to my Marketplace Migrate Unreal Engine project. And then I tend to look at the assets, see which ones I might want to use, maybe even prototype a little bit in there. And once I know which ones I either want to bring to the full game or the ones that I'm actually decided that I want to use, I will migrate them specifically. That's the workflow that I like, just to reduce the size of the project as well, because that helps the longer you work on your project. But if you haven't done that, say you migrated the entire pack into your Game Jam project, you can also exclude specific folders from what you cook, and which essentially ends up in your packaged game. And that's the way that you can do it afterwards. I believe that the previous Game Jam stream we did with Tom Shannon, he actually walks through how to do that, and he has a nice slide with all of those assets. I also believe we linked that on the itch.io page. Yep, it's right there, reduce your package size. He will go over that. I don't think he mentions how to use the marketplace packs and migrate them and whatnot. But all of the other options of how you can compress your game, exclude maps that you don't use, exclude editor content, which is, I think, 500 megabytes, like on its own. Maybe not packaged, but I think it's that size. In a dev build, I think it's about 500 megabyte. And if you just check that checkbox, exclude editor content, none of that will be packaged. Something that you might come across the first time you do that is that you might have been using like cubes and spheres and maybe some default textures and materials that generally exist and will show up in your asset library in your project. What I tend to do there is that whenever I know that I am using something that actually is going to go into the final game and it comes from engine content, I will always duplicate and move it so that that asset is stored underneath your project folder, not under engine content. If you go to view options and turn engine content on, you will see another folder, but you move it over to your project folder, and that way, even if you check that you want to exclude editor content, it will be packaged with your game. And you can also do some stuff like specific assets. I think you can even feed in folders. So you can have like a folder named debug and make sure everyone knows to only use it for debugging purposes and that it won't show up in the game. It's kind of typical at the end of a production cycle too, that like all of the folders of experimental prototypes and assets you've been working on and like different textures you tried, they're generally stored in your developer folder, or in some projects I've been on, we've all actually made folders with our own name, and then we literally just exclude all of those. And then we package, and then we see everything that's missing, and then everyone has to go back and put in things, which can be a little tough at the end because you basically have to QA the entire game and look at every little thing. Depending on the scope of your game, that might be a little tough. So I recommend doing it from the beginning. Think about the entire process of especially during a game jam. It's important because you don't have that much time. And so if you start out with that, it will be a lot easier down the road. Did we receive any other questions while I was babbling away?
Few. So someone asked if the Streamline category is restricted to mobile games. It's not.
Nope, not at all.
You can make it whatever you want. The next jam after the spring one will be this summer, which will probably be in August.
August?
I think we're targeting August for that. So I don't have specific dates for you, but later this summer.
It will come. Can we use starting apps like Character Creator or Adobe Fuse as a base mesh for people? Yeah, I don't see why not.
Use whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Is the Learn tab content judged differently than Marketplace assets? That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Well, this is the Marketplace Takeover.
Yeah, it is the Marketplace Takeover. So I think and the rules are set in stone. I posted them. They're up. And so Learn tab content, we actually do have a clause in the rules that reads that any templates, I believe that applies to Learn tab as well, they need to be heavily modified, I believe.
Well, it can't just be the same as the default. The functionality needs to go beyond what's existent there. So like you can use those resources, but because this is the Marketplace jam, we're targeting Marketplace assets.
Mm-hmm.
Things that if you use items that were created prior to the jam, they just won't be included as part of the score.
Correct. And I think I outlined, if you want to just read that and you didn't catch it or you're tuning in late, I have made several posts on the announcement post for the jam where I've explicitly quoted the rules as well as written out a little bit more TLDR, even though the TLDR is longer than the actual rule, but it's legal speak, and so that might not be clear, which is why I try to make it as clear as possible. Is it possible to just specify what maps I want packaged and have it only package assets in those maps? No. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think you can say this map and only the assets that are part of that map. If you don't exclude any maps, anything that's used in those maps will be packaged. Anything that's in the project will be cooked. That would be nice. I definitely would like to see that, but I'm 99% sure that that's not the case. And so in that case, I would try to set up a folder hierarchy that allows me to know, maybe even go the route of like, for the game jam, that way I wouldn't do it for a real project, but for the game jam, perhaps I would do, this is map number 1 folder, and within map number 1 folder, I would keep the map U asset as well as all of the meshes that goes into that map. This is only if you very specifically know that like, hey, all these assets are only going to be in this map, and I'm not going to use any of them in any other map. So it's kind of specific, but something like that is probably how I would approach it. Are there any Mac system requirements, or can we go all out with an unoptimized photogrammetric game? Depends how all out. I would say if it runs at like 10, 15 frames per second, it won't be very pleasant to play. You can definitely go all out. We judge the games on high-end machines. The PC games, we judge them on a high-end machine. And so if you'd like to target a high-end machine, feel free, go all out. Use any high-quality content that you can find or want to make. And yeah, we're judging it on a high-end machine. So if it runs on your high-end machine, it most certainly will run on ours. I'm saying that. That's not always the case, but it's supposed to work that way. That was all the questions we had grabbed so far. Don't want to go ahead and kick this off way too early.
Well, I've got a couple updates about other marketplace stuff, if now's a good time for me to jump in on that.
Absolutely.
All right, so one thing I'm happy to talk about is we're going to bring back flash sales. Something that the marketplace did in the past, we haven't done it recently, but what we're looking to do is offer more value to the community, more of a driving event to bring people into the marketplace to maybe that thing they've had their eye on, but they haven't made up their mind on, flash sale where there's a discount available to them. Hopefully they'll give us some things to try they might not do at the full price point. And we also think that when we have that extra traffic and people are looking around for cool stuff, they're going to just discover more of our overall offering. So our plan right now is we're going to experiment over the course of the year to kind of figure out what that sweet spot is. So we don't have one single defined way we're going to be doing the flash sales, but we're going to have them every couple of months. We have a couple big tentpole sales like we normally do. Usually we just came off of the spring sale. And now what we're doing is we're looking to say, okay, as we look at the calendar, where's going to be some good times for us to do it, very short sales, but to look at different themes as well. So as we are working on this plan and we start to do these flash sales, it might just be, here's an introduction to brand new sellers who are new to the marketplace. You may not have seen their content before. Here's a time where all the participants have been in the marketplace for a year, for an example.
Okay.
It could also be things like reintroducing our community to some of the favorites of the past several years. So looking at veteran sellers who've put out great products and including them if they want to opt in to participate in those kind of sales. So since we just had the spring sale, we're not going to have, not following up immediately with the flash sale, but we are looking to start that and see, what the results are. And ideally do it in a way that benefits both our seller community as well as the creator community that's coming in and shopping on the marketplace and developing in the engine.
That's great.
So that's one of our initiatives.
We usually tweet when the flash sales go up, right?
Yeah, we'll definitely want to work with the community team to get that out there, let people know, and really let everybody know when that opportunity is. So we'll be working together closely, I'm sure, to get the word out.
Yeah, because it's you don't go checking the marketplace page every single day, every hour, and so it's great if you have another means. So check out, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Unreal Engine.
Another thing we have coming up is the 5-year birthday of the marketplace.
There are a lot of birthdays this year.
Yeah, so
for Engine.
So in August we're going to hit 5 years. We're currently planning to do some cool events around that. So
okay.
I'm not going to share anything of what we're planning yet, but it's great that the marketplace has grown over these past 5 years, and we're going to celebrate, and we expect our community to be able to celebrate with us. So that's coming up.
It's exciting.
As far as what we have in development for Marketplace, we've got a couple things I want to talk about. What we currently have in development is a reviews and questions system. In the past, I referred to it as comments and ratings, but as we've kind of evolved it over time, it's really going to be more of reviews and questions. What that means is the people who buy the product or acquire the product, if it's free, are going to be eligible to leave a review, and it's going to be really, really clear that they own the product and they're reviewing it with knowledge of it because they've acquired it. But we also want to have a system to allow people to ask questions, trying to figure out if they have a question about engine compatibility or something, and where they can directly ask the creators to give information about the products on the marketplace. So that will also be available, but it'll be very clear a separation between somebody who's reviewing it and somebody who's asking a question. We expect there to be more volume and more participation in that. So one thing we're going to be having is notification to our seller community that when somebody's asking you a question, you know about it. If somebody's leaving a review, you know about it if you choose to opt in for those notifications. And it will be an opt-in thing, so we're not going to just suddenly hit everybody.
Turn it on and someone gets...
Yeah. So we really... We know for a fact, because we've heard it before, is some people, right now they're hitting refresh, on a daily basis to see if there's new comments on their products. We don't want that to be the experience. And so we want to have a much more way to actively message the people who want to get those kind of messagings. And then they're aware of it. They can know if there's any kind of issue that they can respond to help solve a customer question. And so we want to be much more active in our communication there. And Then as we go along, we want to continue to add more value to the system. What I just outlined is kind of the MVP for what we'll put out when we hit those targets, which our goal is to do it this summer. That'll be available. But then we'll build it over time. We want people to be able to search for the highest rated products, for example, and be able to sort and look for that and really use the rating system and the value that comes with these reviews to make a more informed decision. And one thing we also are looking at would be more active call to action to people when they've acquired the products of, hey, glad you got it. Now we'd really love you to give some feedback.
Yeah.
So that's something we also have planned for the future for the rating system. Other than that, there's a couple other big things that we want to tackle over the rest of the year. We want to have an analytics for our seller community. It's something that I talked about 6 months ago. Still high on our priority list. We know it's still something popular. Sellers can make more strategic choices by getting better analytics. Mm-hmm. We also want to allow for self-service sales scheduling, so that when somebody wants to put their products on sale, they can really do that themselves without going through creating a support ticket and having our team review that. And wish list remains on our radar as well. We know it's something that everybody is asking for, so wish list remains a priority for us as well. Those are the big things that are at the top of our queue, but we want to continue to work with our developers in-house to continue to create new features, revisit some of the things we've already done. We did make updates to our site this year so far. A lot of it were quality of life improvements. We've made it more mobile friendly, for example. We've removed infinite scrolling. So now, instead of just scrolling all the way down and maybe losing your place, you can go between pages when you're looking at products. We are starting to doing a better job of highlighting items on sale, and we've added relevancy to the sort options. So a lot of those are quality of life things. Doesn't mean we think we're done in improving the user experience on Marketplace, but as we're trying to tackle a lot of different things, we've kind of made the site update for phase 1. Now we're moving and we're working on our new system for reviews and questions, and then we're going to tackle these other things. But this is an iterative process that we're continuing to work with our developers on to make that happen.
Yeah, I think the nicest addition I've seen is the fact that I can now just click all the free content and divide them between, like, especially getting the monthly. Because previously I think they were all in like one bucket, and unless you found the tweet or the blog about it, then and went that route, it wasn't always that easy to just find them. Especially if you were late and it's like, oh, it's the last day before the next next batch, I need them. That was a really nice addition. Ben Mears, unless you're done.
I'm done.
All right.
Please go ahead.
Ben Mears would like to remind everyone that today is the last day to request a free Houdini Indie temporary license to use for the Game Jam. And the info and the license request can be found on the itch.io, our Game Jam page on itch.io. I believe this was Aller's question. Can I submit a game that uses the sound of opening a soda can as an input device? Yes, you can. We have the resource. We have the input device resource. If that's the way you want to go at it, I'm completely down for that. If anyone else has any custom input.
So I'm going to let Victor do that.
Yeah, that'll be me. And if anyone else have any interesting custom input device ideas, make sure that there's something that is easily accessible, such as, I don't know, whatever you might be, might be
now
thinking
you're asking
of.
for trouble.
Yeah, I guess I am. But you know what? That would be fun. I would enjoy that instead of just a gamepad or just a keyboard. Yeah, a soda can. I'd be curious how you'd figure out that it's actually a soda can and not something else. Does it have to be a specific kind of soda? You got to be specific there. Otherwise, I'm not sure if that'll work. Are there plans for organization of marketplace assets in the launcher? My launcher is really cluttered now. Haha.
Is in our backlog, is not at the top of our backlog. We do have a whole lot of different things, going back to when we did a previous survey and we collected all that information. So yes, optimizing the libraries for users is on there, but has not bubbled up to the top.
Okay, but it's coming. Will come. Let's see. They're asking for marketplace access for Linux and/or ability to download from the web interface.
Well, it's on our radar. I will point out that we have Epic MegaGrants, which is a great new promotion that we're doing, and that to me seems like the kind of thing
The
that
perfect kind of project.
yeah. So if somebody with the capabilities and interest wanted to submit to Epic MegaGrants, that would certainly be something interesting. That we review them all, but
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that would come across my desk, and I would be very interested to see that done. And while it's on our development radar, I think that it's an opportunity for our community looking to participate in MegaGrants to do something.
That's great. Yeah, you can read all about them if you just Google Unreal Engine MegaGrants. I believe that's
Yep.
the first page, and then the FAQ is also linked there. Let's see, did we have any others? Oh, Eller. Eller's funny.
Is he asking about my socks again?
No, not about your socks. He's being very direct about work.
Okay. Did you have any more? You had no more information on Marketplace?
No, happy to answer questions, but
All right. We do want to kind of go over, most folks have been through a number of jams with us, but for anybody that's new, so at the end of this stream, everyone is eagerly anticipating the theme announce. But we'll kick off. You'll have your 5 days to jam out as much like game content as you would like, and on Tuesday you'll submit. Not all of your team needs to be on itch.io. Just one of you need to upload the game, but in the submission form, you'll list each member of your team and their email address. And we have a number of other questions like, which categories are you submitting for, or what platforms are you building for? Because sometimes we're like, this isn't launching and I don't know why it's broken. And then we find out we need a different piece of hardware. But that is a key thing to note, is that you will upload your game to itch.io, and then you also have to submit it to the jam. So it's not just a single step process, and we've had some folks get snagged in the past at the last minute. They're like, I uploaded my game, but it's not on the jam page. What's happening? And so it's like, it's a 2-step thing. And so just keep that in mind. And then, but overall, we have all our official rules up. Again, like Ben's mentioned that he has Houdini licenses available. We're also adding people to Assembla still, so or their repositories, and they're a fantastic resource. We love working with the folks at Assembla. They're really, really sweet, and this can save you hours of work. If in the event that something goes horribly, horribly wrong, having a backup of your game is absolutely invaluable. So we do recommend taking advantage of those resources. But again, we will be deleting repositories about 2 weeks after the conclusion of the jam, so make sure to not leave any content that you'd like a copy of.
Yeah, and if you just requested, or in the past half hour requested access, I will get on that.
We'll do that right after.
Right after the stream, I will make sure that everyone who filled out the Google form will get access to the space. And I'm setting everyone as full access, which means that you can invite other members. And so if you're scrambling and you're still not sure who's going to be part of your team, just go ahead and submit it so that I can set up the space for you, and then you will have the possibility to invite other members. And Assembla is super great in general, but for this jam, they have also, especially their support. If you have any problems with their service, just go ahead in the ticket title, make sure you type in UE4 jam, and they made sure that since they know that the jam is time sensitive, they will try to speed up the processing of those tickets. And so if you have any problems, feel free to reach out. I think we have that link on the itch.io page as well. If not, it should be in one of the channels of communication that is done around the Assembla access. And you can use Perforce, you can use Git, you can use SVN. You get to pick that when you sign up.
Or if you have issues, you can email us at community@unrealengine.com, and we'll be watching it over the course of the weekend. It is a special event, and we try to keep an eye on various channels, or tweet at us, or find some way to contact us, and we'll be keeping an eye on stuff.
Yeah, definitely hashtag UE4Jam on Twitter, because we're all kind of just sitting there scrolling
Yeah.
and looking at what everyone's doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, Wally's mentioned it. Like we love watching your progress. So
Yeah.
you know, in those couple minutes where maybe you need a break or you know to step back from brainstorming,
by the way, it's
or
a
you're
good
having
idea.
problems finding the solution to whatever you're trying to build, you know, taking a breather can sometimes bring some enlightening moments. And we always love watching your process. So if you use hashtag UE4Jam on Twitter, we love whether it's just your concept art or your initial prototypes to final projects. We love seeing that over the next 5 years.
Yeah,
So
and
that's a lot
you
of
can
fun.
also use our community-run Discord server. There's a Game Jam channel there, and I've seen plenty of people posting. You can use it as your rubber duck, right? Just like post, I don't know, an image or something or your problem, and then you'll solve it because of the fact that you just ask the internet.
Typed it out.
Yeah, I am and will forever be in that boat myself because that tends to be I
Well,
have
that's everybody.
yeah, you have a problem and you have no idea. You're trying to solve it for, I don't know, half an hour, hours on end, maybe even a day, and then you start out to write a friend or reach out to the community, and as you're typing it, it's like, oh, that was the thing. All right, okay, cool. I'll just go solve that, delete, and then you're done. I think I'd also like to walk through some of the prices we got.
Yeah. Well, before we dive into that, I also wanted to say if you sign up for a free account with GameTextures.com, they have 12 free materials that you can access as well. So that's also a great resource to, you know, jump off with and added materials that you can use. So.
Yeah. And then for prices, any game, we'll start from the beginning. For all finalists, there's a full year Houdini Indie license from SideFX, which is pretty awesome. I love seeing things made with Houdini because it explores new areas of game development, what you can do. We have a 480 gigabytes Intel Optane SSD, 905p from Intel, which is a super fast solid state drive. We're offering a full 1 year, or IGDA, we are not, we are just messengers, a full year membership of IGDA, which is great as an independent developer because they actually they have a lot of support. They also offer health insurance. If you're a member of IGDA, you can actually get health insurance through IGDA. Here in the US is where that applies. Logitech is providing a gaming mouse as well as a mechanical keyboard. We have a full 1 year subscription, Soundly Pro from Soundly. A 6-month AK freelancer subscription to Quixel Megascans. $100 in credit to the Unreal Engine Marketplace. Thank
Yay.
you, Josh. We got all that set up for the jam.
Now onto our marketplace sponsors.
Yeah, because we do have a whole lot of marketplace sponsors
Yeah.
for the jam. Should I read them all, every pack, or just the
No,
probably just the
I think we'll
sponsors?
just give our sponsors some
Yeah.
shout-outs.
All packs currently available from Dragon Motion. Any 4 packs from GameTextures.com. We got the Brushify Force pack and the Canyons pack from Joe Garth. And then a bunch of hand-painted textures from Lowly Poly. There's also ground mix in there. They're not all hand-painted. Rexart is providing us with a spellbook page 01 and potion icons. And then we have a whole slew of packs from Cinti. Quite a few of their Polygon packs will actually be provided for our winners. And then, of course, we have prices for the special category. They're all fairly similar to top 3. Houdini license, 1 year membership of IGDA, Quixel Megascans, all packs from Dragon Motions, any 2 packs from Game Textures. You're getting the Grasslands pack, the Mountains pack from Joe Garth, any 3 packs from Lowly Poly, and Rexart is spicing it up with a weapon icons, and wooden UI. And then a couple of the Polygon packs from Cinti as well. I think this is definitely the biggest marketplace pack prices we've had in any jam.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So thank you for everybody who participated for all prizes. But for me, it's been great to see the participation from our seller community for the marketplace.
It's great. And I did see a question earlier that I wanted to touch. They were asking if they can package the game for Magic Leap. And yes, you can actually. Oh, Amanda would like the
I want to bring up something.
so like drive. Yes, you can package for I have possibility to test Magic Leap. I I'm not sure about HoloLens, but if you actually go ahead and make something for HoloLens, I will make sure that I can judge that. And so I would say HoloLens, Magic Leap, if you want to do it for Android, iOS, because they're also in that AR realm, that's all good, and I will do my best to make sure that I can judge them. I will judge them. I'm making a promise here. I will.
I'll hold them to it.
Yeah, no, I will. I can get a hold of all of that. All right. Andreas, you're funny. You know the answer to that question. I'm not going to go and answer that. It's also outlined in our rules, which are linked on the itch.io page.
I want to show off these beautiful chairs.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, because we're getting to the sweepstakes.
Yeah.
That we also got.
So not only do we have our game texture sweepstakes, but we have these beautiful chairs from DX Racer, which are really awesome. So we'll be giving 3 Unreal Engine branded gaming chairs away. It could be full screen, great. Sorry, we didn't load these up ahead of time, but you can see those beautiful, beautiful chairs. And then this is a great way to show off the Tiki.
Yeah, because I love that image.
Yeah, we love working with Falcon Northwest.
Yeah.
They make really incredible hardware. And so this will be raffled to 1 member from the finalist teams. Or it's a giveaway for one of the finalist members. So yeah, hopefully you'll be in on that. But I just want to give them a quick shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all of our sponsors have been super supportive.
And Intel, yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Again, like I know we've mentioned it before, but they have a really incredible game dev program that they operate. They're always looking for different ways to support developers, whether it's with marketing techniques or tools, various kind of profilers. So we do recommend signing up, and there's a way, if you do it in the submission form as part of the jam, or even go through their page, like they're just really looking to help, and they have a great team over there that we love working with, and that's their goal. They want to help you all succeed, so why not? Free resources, right? But
So that was great. All right, I think we might be getting close to announcing the theme.
we could do that thing.
Yeah, we can do that thing that pretty much everyone's waiting for. And then
Do we have any other non-theme questions?
Yeah, we got all of those already. Did have a question about iOS games. I'm actually not entirely sure. I only worked once on an iOS title, and I was not in charge of deploying or sort of setting up the project to ship that, so I'm not sure. I'm sure there's plenty of information. We should have that as part of our documentation. I even think it's outlined how to sideload it, or however you do that as part of our documentation. So I think you can find that out there. Can you provide a set of themes that are not the theme for this jam? How long do you want us to go
forever.
on? Yeah.
I guess you don't ever want the actual theme then.
Careful what you ask for.
Yeah, we can give it to him a few minutes early.
Yeah, Space Cats. I'm not sure if that's a question, LR. A little tricky to answer that one. I mean, I'd like to see Space Cats.
They were asking about that last jam.
Oh,
that was their guess. So now there will always be Space Cats.
There will always be Space Cats. They're wondering, where do we need to sign up? Is it just itch, or is it like previous jams where we need to email to get access to post on the development forums? No, entirely through itch. The signing up as well as the submission is all done through itch, itch.io.
Yeah, I linked it in the chat. So just got to upload it. Again, upload it to itch, and then you'll find the itch.io like Spring Jam page, and you just join the jam, and then by the end of the event, you'll have to submit. So.
And I would highly suggest that package early, package often are 2 of the recommendations I give. And for the game jam, that also applies to try to upload, because you can, until the submission period ends, you can actually update what you've uploaded to itch.
Yep.
And so to make sure that you don't hit any last minute snags and you're trying to upload 5 minutes before the submission ends, a day early or even the first day, if you have a packaged playable build of your game, go ahead and upload that. Make sure you know that process. Worth mentioning there, since I brought it up and I'm thinking about it, because there were a couple of questions about if your game is larger than 1 gigabyte, you can use the Butler tool that it provides. You don't need to request access in any way, shape, or form. And last year for the Epic Mega Jam, Nick Pfister was on the stream, and he actually showed us how to use it. And so you can go ahead, go to YouTube, look at the VOD, and Nick is actually walking you through how to use Butler. As far as I know, it hasn't changed.
I just tossed a link to the Butler pages from itch.io.
Perfect. And then there was a question about how we judge the jam. For the exact way that we judge it, I would highly suggest that you read the official Game Jam rules. They are at the top of the itch.io page. So just go there, and if you're you want to know exactly what it entails, go ahead and read through that, and it should be clear what we're judging, and some other requirements and guidelines for the submission. That will all be there. Man, just questions just flooding in here right as we're about to get early to getting ready. All right, I think it's time then. Greg, are you ready? Okay, Greg's ready. For the 2019 Spring UE4 Jam.
Marketplace Takeover.
Marketplace Takeover. And the other side of the coin. Drum roll. It came.
Oh, can we put it in the back?
Can we put it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Greg.
All
Greg,
right.
everyone. Magnificent work by Greg.
Yep. Providing us with.
So there's your theme. I know you'll have to sit and mull over it and see your ideas.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely excited again. Like, if you're posting in the Discord, we'll go check there, that Game Jam chat. It's the Unreal Slackers Discord, which you can get to via unrealslackers.org. There's a Game Jam channel that we're frequently hanging out in.
Yep.
And then, yeah, if you use hashtag UE4Jam, we'll be keeping an eye on all your progress. So
That's great. I'm excited to see what comes.
This is my favorite
Yeah,
part,
this
is
is the
like
best part.
just seeing the like cloud, mechanics turning in the mind is like, okay, what could it be? It could be, it's like just the brainstorming process.
Now they're trying to pair it up too with all the content we showed
Mhm.
earlier today, I'm sure, and they're kind of working their way through what's going to fit, what angle can they take. So I'm sure it's really interesting.
But yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think that's it. Go and make awesome things.
Go make games.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see it.
and
yeah.
we'll go back to watching all of you making awesome things. All right. That's it for today then, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, as always, we appreciate all you tuning in. Enjoy the jam. Big shout out to all of our sponsors. They will be on the t-shirts that you might win at the end of the jam. Make sure you tune in to Twitter and make sure you put the correct hashtag there so that we can see and the rest of the world can see all the amazing things that you're working on throughout the jam. And once again, make sure you submit that prior to 5 minutes before, but
Yeah.
make sure you get something up there so that we can play it, because we don't accept submissions done past the deadline to make it fair for everyone. That's the way it's fair. There's a deadline. Plan for it. It's gonna happen. Good luck, everyone. Chat's wishing everyone good luck. We want to wish everyone good luck. And without further ado, we will see you next week. Bye,
Good luck,
everyone.
everyone.